All right, let's dive in. Today we're looking at something pretty wild from a company called Linkspreed. They're about to drop a whole new line of tech gadgets. We're talking phones, smart glasses, laptops, the whole nine yards. But here's the kicker, and it's a big one. You can't actually buy any of it. Nope, not a single piece.
So let me just throw this out there. What if you never had to fork over, I don't know, $1,000 for a new phone ever again? What if getting the latest model was just automatic? And what if, when it breaks, because let's be real, they always do, it just wasn't your headache to deal with? Well, that's exactly the world Linkspreed is trying to create.
Okay, so this whole thing is called WYNIX, and the core idea is simple. Their entire fleet of gadgets works on a rental-only subscription model. And believe me, this isn't just about a new payment plan. No, this is about completely flipping the script on how we think about the tech we use every single day.
So what are we actually talking about here? Well, it's a whole family of devices. You've got the W4 phone, both Gen 1 and Gen 2. You've got the W4 smart glasses and a W4 notebook. The key thing to remember is that all of them, every single one, is built to be part of this new ecosystem where you're subscribing to a service. You're not just buying a box.
So, the ownership trap. Why on earth would a company do this? Well, Linkspreed's whole argument is that we're all stuck in what they're calling the ownership trap. And you know exactly what they mean. It's that feeling of spending a ton of money only for your new gadget to feel old in like 6 months. It's that constant little worry in the back of your head about dropping it or losing it.
And this chart just lays it all out, right? The old way, the way we do things now, means a huge hit to your wallet right up front. Upgrades, they're expensive, and you put them off. And when that screen cracks, yeah, that's on you. The WYNIX way completely flips that. You get a simple, predictable monthly fee, you get upgrades whenever you need them. And repairs, that's their problem now. All that risk, all that stress, it just shifts from your shoulders to theirs. Pretty huge.
You know, there's another bigger problem with this whole ownership trap thing, and that's the planet. Just look at this. The vast majority of our old electronics, they end up in a landfill, or worse, just thrown out improperly. This constant cycle of buying, using for a bit, and then tossing, it's creating an absolute mountain of e-waste.
Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the fix? Well, according to Linkspreed, it's something they're calling the subscription revolution. This is their big answer to that ownership trap, and they claim it comes with some pretty serious perks.
Right, so this entire WYNIX model really stands on 4 big ideas, 4 pillars. First up, making great tech accessible to everyone. Then, guaranteeing that it always performs at its best. Third, seriously beefing up your security. And finally, and this is a big one, aiming for total sustainability. Let's dig into each of these, one by one.
So, that first pillar, accessibility, it's all about one thing, getting rid of that giant price tag at the beginning. When there's no massive upfront cost, suddenly high-end tech isn't just for people who can drop $1,000 on a whim. It turns that scary purchase into a simple, predictable monthly bill. For budgeting, that's a total game changer. It just opens the door for so many more people to have the best stuff. Next up, guaranteed performance. They have this cool phrase for it, perpetual relevance. What it really means is you're never ever stuck with old, slow tech again. A new phone comes out, boom, you get it. A new pair of smart glasses is released, you just swap yours out. You're always using the latest and greatest hardware, and you never have to go through that hassle of trying to sell your old phone or just letting it die in a desk drawer.
And then we get to security, which is a really interesting one. Because Linkspreed controls the device from the moment it's made to the moment it's retired, they can do things that are just impossible when you buy a phone off the shelf. For example, they use these unique hardware IDs. You can think of it like a digital fingerprint that's baked right into the device itself. It can't be faked or copied. And when you're done with it, they don't just wipe it. They professionally destroy every last bit of your data. It's a completely sealed closed-loop system built from the ground up for privacy.
And that brings us to the final pillar, sustainability. This is where it all comes full circle. Because WYNIX is responsible for every single device, they have a massive incentive to make them last. Think about it. They want to design them to be durable, easy to repair, easy to upgrade. They're the ones who will refurbish them, reuse the parts, and make sure everything is recycled properly at the very end. This creates a true circular economy, and it's their direct answer to that giant e-waste problem we talked about.
But here's where things get really fascinating. This whole rental model, it's not just about giving you a new phone without the hassle. No, it's actually the key to a much, much bigger vision. It's all about building the foundation for something they call Web4.
So what on earth is Web4? Well, in a nutshell, it's the next step for the internet. Imagine a decentralized web, one where a handful of giant tech companies don't hold all the power. In this future, your own device, like a W4 phone, is powerful enough to act as your own personal server. But for that to work, you need a ton of people to have that kind of powerful hardware. And that's where the rental model comes in. It's the strategy to get the right tech into as many hands as possible, super fast.
And this quote from their team really says it all. This is not merely a business model. It is an enabling philosophy. I mean, that really drives the point home, right? The subscription thing isn't just a marketing gimmick. It is the absolute bedrock of their entire mission to build Web4. Without it, the whole vision just doesn't work.
So, is renting the future? I mean, when you step back and look at the whole picture, what WYNIX is really talking about is a huge, fundamental shift. It's about moving away from the idea of owning a physical thing and moving towards simply accessing a service that's always there for you.
And really, that's the big idea here, shifting from ownership to access. Your relationship with your tech starts to feel less like owning a car and more like flipping on a light switch. It becomes a utility, like your power or your internet. It's just there, always on, always up to date, and always supported. You never have to worry about the box itself ever again.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question to leave you with, the WYNIX model. It makes a really strong case, right? Convenience, better security, sustainability. So, is this where we're headed? A future where we don't own any of our most critical technology, but instead we just subscribe to it. It's definitely something to chew on.